Montreal Canadiens fans should get excited because we have multiple draft picks coming up to use over this offseason, as well as a really hot prospect. Also, Adam Henrique makes history during Game 1 of the Edmonton Oilers playoff series, and I'll break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. First, we gotta say, 81% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you're looking for a place for daily NHL content here on YouTube, you found the right place here at Hattrick HQ, so make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's get right into the main topic of the video today, which is this should have Habs fans excited, and yes, obviously, it sucks as a Habs fan, me personally, to not be in the playoffs yet again this season. Everybody loves to see their team in the playoffs every year, but, you know, Montreal's in that rebuild. They're getting towards the end of it now, in my opinion, and they will be contending in the coming years. And these are some reasons that you as Habs fans should get excited to watch the Montreal Canadiens over the next couple of years. The first is obviously our boy, Slafkovsky. They say here, Slafkovsky's ascent has begun. After a rookie year cut short because of injury, the 2022 first overall pick showed exactly why the Canadiens had faith in him when they finally put him alongside Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield on the top line. He was a force to be reckoned with, and they are right towards the end of the season. Slafkovsky really started to pick it up for this Habs club, saying his playmaking was brought to the forefront of his game, using his size and strength to win puck battles and immediately find teammates in the middle of the ice. He notched 20 goals and hit the 50-point mark as well. The Canadiens may still need that truly high-end talent, but Slafkovsky asserting himself as a top-line forward was fantastic to see, and I couldn't agree more here. Obviously, everybody was doubting Slafkovsky, obviously coming into the league at 18 years old. As the first overall pick, you have a lot of weight on your shoulders, and it looks like over those first 2 years of development playing in the NHL, he's really found his game here this season. At the age of 20, I believe he is, maybe 19, still a young guy, and he really looked good, obviously being that power forward that we all wanted out of him, and really towards the last, I guess, 40 games of the season, really started to excel and really started to pick up his game. Obviously, his playmaking, like they say here, was phenomenal, has showed great passing ability, great vision, as well as, you know, a decent hands as well for a big guy in Slafkovsky. Obviously, we've seen him on that power play unit teed up for one-timers multiple times, so he's been developing his game here in Montreal to be the player that Coach Marty St. Louis wants him to be, and I'm really excited to see what the future beholds for this guy, because at only 20 years of age or 19 or whatever he is right now, he has a lot of potential and his ceiling is so high. So he hit the 50-point mark this year. He really got that weight off his shoulders. Everybody started to love Slav again. I always love Slav, just want to put that out there, but I think, you know, with him picking his game up in the last, say, 40, maybe we'll say last half of the season, I think this means next year he's really going to break out and have a really solid year here. I think he's going to score a lot of goals next year. I think he's going to put a lot of assists up on the board next year, and he's going to crush people. You know, that's part of Slav's game, and a reason why a lot of Habs fans love this guy is because he can be that physical presence, and he can also help you on the point sheet, and I think having him paired with the captain, Nick Suzuki, who is also a great playmaker and has showed this season to be a solid goal scorer as well. I think he led the team in goals, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section. And also Cole Caulfield, a guy who is still young, who is that goal scorer that the Montreal Canadiens have been looking for years. I think Cole Caulfield is going to hit the 50-goal mark at some point in his career. Will it be next season? Maybe. Will it? I think he could definitely get 40 next season. And I think this top line is a reason that Habs fans should get excited, because these guys are the future of our team and the future of, you know, our organization. I think that these guys are really going to help this team over next season. And, you know, getting to my next point is the draft picks that we have, which are really going to help this team for, you know, maybe next season, even for seasons in the future. And as we bring them up here, the Montreal Canadiens have 2 first-round selections for the 2024 NHL entry draft, one of them being around the 5th overall pick. They also have a 2nd and 2 thirds, but then in 2025, we also have 2 more first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and 3 third-round picks. And here is what I want to get into here is, what is Kent Hughes going to do with these draft picks? Yes, they could use both of these draft picks this year. I think they use their number 5 selection or whatever they do in the draft lottery. I don't think they trade this one. I think this is the one where they want to use. But they also have another one for this year. They have also a 2nd, 3rd, 2 thirds, I believe was for this year. And they have 2 for next year that they could use for trades. I don't think they will use both of their first round picks for next season. I think they will use one of them that they traded for. But I think that this is really going to be a huge asset for this Montreal Canadiens team, because these are picks that you can use, first overall picks, second round picks, third round picks that you can use to bring in a young star into this Montreal Canadiens team. And Kent Hughes has said in the past that he wants to bring in a developed player into the team, so he could use these number 1 picks to bring people in. One guy I've seen floating around is Marco Rossi. He'd be a great fit with this team. Another guy who we talked about a lot here on the channel earlier in the season was Trevor Zegras. I think he could be a great 2C, maybe even 3C for this team if they do trade for him. I think he would play that 2C role for sure. But you know, there's so many options here that Montreal can do over this offseason that I am really excited for, and that you guys should be excited for too, because this is really going to be a crucial offseason for the Montreal Canadiens, because they have so much to work with and so much to do that they could bring in, you know, defense, which I don't think they need, because they have one of the deepest D pools in the entire NHL, so we could see moves happen there as well. They could, I think they're going to use these D prospects that they have no use for, and these draft picks to bring in a scorer, to bring in a top 6 guy this offseason, which I'm really excited for, and I think it's going to happen. But I want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think that Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens are going to make a big trade this offseason? And if so, who for? Let me know down below in the comment section. Love to hear from you guys. We're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Adam Henrique makes history. And yes, if you missed it the other night, Adam Henrique scored his first playoff goal in 12 years. That is right, 12 years. As we see here, Adam Henrique scored his first playoff goal since Game 6 of the 2012 Stanley Cup Final, a span of 4,333 days, which is the longest between postseason goals by a player in NHL history. And yes, this is huge because Adam Henrique, obviously, he was on the Ducks, and you know, they weren't really making the playoffs very often, and seeing this guy score for the first time in 12 years in the postseason was absolutely electric. You could see the weight lifted off his shoulders when he scored this goal. And I mean, this Edmonton Oilers team looks dangerous. Like, what they did to LA the other night was unbelievable. The offense is really clicking. The goaltending was clicking as well. And Adam Henrique is one of those guys who I discussed in our series preview for this series, that he's really going to be this X factor for, you know, this Oilers team in the postseason. And I think now that he kind of has the monkey off his back here, and he scored his first in 12 years, he's really going to start lighting it up for this club in the postseason. I'm really, you know, here for it. I can't wait to see it. I just think it's great that this guy got this goal and broke that record. I mean, 4,333 days is nothing to joke about between postseason goals. I love that for this guy. I love that he scored and is on a team that could be on track to maybe win the Stanley Cup this year. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that also down below in the comment section. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here on the channel, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Matthew. Matthew says, great coverage as always, bud. thanks for the content. And shout out to you, Matthew. We always see your continued support here on the channel. Means the world to us that you keep coming back here for your daily dose of NHL content and bringing that positivity. Means the world for us. Thanks for commenting on the video. And if you guys want to be featured on the next comment of the day, make sure you're down below and comment about anything I talked about here on this video. Maybe comment where you're watching from. Love seeing where your guys are tuning in from. But if you also enjoyed this video, make sure you're down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road for 3,500 subscribers and we're getting pretty close. So if you want to help us get one sub closer to our goal, we'd really appreciate it if you went down and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out a video we did the other day talking about the Canucks, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, Casey. We'll catch you in the next one.